Vice President Kamala Harris makes her 7th visit to the Tar Heel state this afternoon.
Her visit comes amid new reports that leading Democrats, including former President Obama, are privately raising concerns about President Biden staying in the race. We've got full team coverage for you tonight. We start with CBS 17's Mariah Ellis and our Capitol reporter Michael Hyland. Our coverage tonight. They're both in Fayetteville this evening. Let's get straight to Michael Hyland first. And Michael, the vice president described this race as an existential one.
Right. This is the first time we heard from her since Senator J.D. Vance gave his speech at the RNC, now formally having been declared former President Trump's running mate. The vice president spoke here at Westover High School in Fayetteville at a campaign rally with several hundred supporters here today. Neither she nor Governor Roy Cooper addressed the calls from some Democrats for Biden to exit the race, only reiterating their support for him and his policies. The vice president criticized Republicans, including Senator Vance, for saying this week that they're presenting a vision of unity for the country. She pointed to Project 2025, which is a 900-page document created by the Heritage Foundation outlining various conservative policy proposals if former President Trump wins. Trump has tried to distance himself from that, saying he has nothing to do with it and calling some of the proposals absolutely ridiculous.
You cannot claim to be for unity if you try to overturn a free and fair election and threaten to terminate the United States Constitution.
A new poll today from Emerson College found 57% of voters in North Carolina say they think President Biden should get out of the race. That same poll found 41% said former President Trump should get out. Governor Cooper told the crowd today that Vice President Harris and President Biden need, quote, 4 more years to finish the job. Of course, since the attempted assassination against former President Donald Trump, security has been top of mind for a lot of people. And for a closer look at how all of that was handled today, we go to Mariah Ellis.
Yeah, Michael, I do want to point out just how quiet it is out here in front of Westover High School. But earlier we had hundreds of people out here, not just in attendance, but also helping with security to make sure there weren't any issues during the vice president's visit. Westover High School, surrounded by several working agencies, from officers wearing tactical gear, patrolling by vehicle and on foot, to parking lots with controlled entry, cars checked over by canines.
Previously, when we saw President Biden's wife last week in Wilmington, security was present, but not miles out.
Greg Steiner and his wife, who traveled from Harnett County, say they and about 700 others were greeted by the high level of security Thursday afternoon, met by airport-like security and screenings inside, eager to hear from Vice President Kamala Harris, making her 7th visit to the Tar Heel state this year.
We're excited. Obviously, everybody's troubled by what happened in Pennsylvania at that rally. That was awful.
It's very shocking to me that somebody could even get that close to the former president, even if he was a former president.
Harris's visit comes just days after gunshots rang out during a rally for former President Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. The reason Miles Pitt says he came hopeful for a certain message.
What I've always been wanting to hear, that they have our best interests in mind. I know how gun issues are so prevalent today.
Secret Service members also kept their eyes focused above, responding quickly to a drone flying nearby. This area marked with a temporary flight restriction.
You think about where you're standing at right now, close to the biggest military installation here in the United States. It's not a concern. We're close to 82nd Airborne Division.
They're taking all the prudent measures they can, and still keep it realistic. We had to walk a half a mile just to get in here.
Steiner and some not only met with a longer walk, but also told to leave certain items, including liquids, lighters, and weapons, behind. We're told Vice President Harris should be back in Washington, D.C. now. And while some people told me they hope to hear more, Harris did not go into any detail about gun violence or what happened over in Pennsylvania. In Fayetteville, Mariah Ellis, CBS 17 News.
Yeah, there's no doubt that most of these big appearances or even small appearances by the former president, the newly selected vice presidential nominee, as well as the president and vice president, anything they do It's going to be closely scrutinized.
Absolutely.
No question about it as far as security is concerned.
All right, Mariah, thank you. And now we want to hear from you. Which Democrat has the best chance of defeating former President Donald Trump? And right now, 61% of you say someone else other than President Joe Biden and the Vice President Kamala Harris. To weigh in, head over to the CBS 17 News app, click on the menu in the upper left corner, then select CBS 17 Votes.